made a lagoon shark tunnel in Jurassic World Evolution 3 and some bridges. And I'm gonna show you like a proud toddler showing you the ugly stick figure drawing they made at school. But really, I'm showing them because you can get them as blueprints from the workshop, and I have some important tips so you can get the most out of them. In the future, I'll be doing showcases of my favorite blueprints by other park builders, so you can see the best of the best in the workshop and which items I recommend. For this one, I'm only showing you my own builds, letting the workshop builders cook a little longer. We're starting with the bridges because that's literally what I started with. Seriously, the first thing I did in the game when we got early access was build these bridges. This is the very first one I built, and I mean, it's okay. It's giving crafting with matchsticks, but this is literally the very first thing that I did in the game. I mean, I do gotta give myself a little bit of props for putting like a hint to the Evolution Square logo in there. But we're gonna move on to one of the better ones, I think. And that's this bridge right here. Now, I'm not a very skilled modular builder. Not yet, at least. Because we didn't have it in Jurassic World Evolution 2, so I don't have any practice with it. And that's one of the reasons why my builds are still on the simpler side. But there is another reason. There is actually a logical reason why my builds are kind of simple, like this one. It's really only made of a couple of different pieces, and that is because I want my workshop items to be versatile for you guys, so that when you download this and you add it to your own parks, you can easily customize it to fit your park. So for example, I didn't add a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World logo on the gates, so you can decide whether your park is a park or a world, or if you want to do a custom sign on the gates here. Another thing I didn't do was add like any decorations like benches or planters, stuff like that. And that is because I want you to easily be able to recolor the bridge. So right now, like the base bridge is white with a light wood. But let's say you want to turn this into the style of the classic Jurassic Park gate, you know, the dark gray with the dark wood. Well, then you just select the whole thing, confirm the selection, you go to color, and you're gonna make it dark. Well, maybe make it even darker than that. And now, of course, we're not gonna leave it like this. We want to recolor the wooden pieces. So we're gonna select those. And, you know, it's a little time consuming, but honestly, I'm showing you this in real time so you can see that it really is quite easy and fast to do. And that's exactly what I wanted, right? I don't want you to be stuck with like a white bridge. I want you to very easily be able to customize it. So I'm just going through and I'm selecting these things, and I'm not using the box selection here because obviously we don't want to select the concrete pieces. So there you go, it's all selected now. And now we're gonna change the color of this to brown. We can make it a little bit more subdued than that. There you go, and now I've completely transformed this bridge. And that took me like a minute, something like that. And again, now you can add stuff like benches to it to customize it. So I'm giving a poor example, but you get what I mean, right? So let's look at the other bridge, and that's this one. This is a modified version of the one I just saw. Instead of, you know, having the Jurassic Park gates on either end, it has these like, I don't know, lower banisters. And, you know, that's just so you have a matching set without having the gates all over your park. So yeah, I want to make it very clear that, you know, I am aware of my own skill limitations and I do hope to improve. But there is also method behind the madness, or in this case, a purpose behind the lack of decorations. And that's so you can easily customize it. Then we have this one, which is a city-style bridge. And then the other one I have is this one, which is more of like an old school classic stone bridge. And this bridge actually uses individual rocks. Like all of these, the entire side of it is individual rocks. But I just really liked the natural stone look of that, which I didn't get from any of the modular pieces that we had. Okay, so now we're getting into the lagoon section of this video, but we're using another bridge to bridge the gap, so to speak, from bridges to the shark tunnel. So this is a work in progress right now. I'm working on building a lagoon bridge, and what's important about this one is that it's technically going to be functional. Now, you won't see guests like walking across the bridge, unfortunately. Bridges don't work like that in Jurassic Evolution 3. Like, guests won't interact with it. But what I've done here, since I had to get the bridge over the the lagoon fence, I had to give it a certain height above the ground, right? So what I figured and what I did is I've hidden a hyperloop station right in there. It's I have this hole in the ground so I can actually still grab it. Yeah, there's a hyperloop station in here. And then if you put a hyperloop station at the other side as well, I don't think one is in here, but so we have a hyperloop station on one end, we have a hyperloop station on the other end. So technically it will be a functional bridge in the sense that you don't also need a path to go all the way around. And what's cool about that, at least I think what's kind of cool about that, is that if you have like a section in your park that's closed off like this, the bridge can be your one connection point. Top tip, even though the guests can't use the bridges, in combination with a trick, you can get the tours to use the bridge. To learn this trick, check out the video linked at the top and at the end. So yeah, that's a work in progress. I want to add like an island in the middle here. It'll come to the workshop eventually. One more thing I want to show you before we actually get to the lagoon shark tunnel is my lagoon viewing gallery, which is like the biggest build that I've done so far. By the way, if you're wondering how do you make circles like this, I've done a like beginner tutorial on modular building, and there's a bonus section in that video about how to make perfect circles like this. It's really, really easy. So yeah, if you want to start tackling the modular building skill, I do recommend that you check out that video. You know, from one beginner to another. I honestly feel like there's something to be said about that. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool build. Oh, and again, I've purposefully left it quite bare. So you can go in, let's say you have a Megalodon lagoon, you can add a Megalodon statue. There, big old tree, and you can put benches all around, planters all around, all that stuff. Again, it is left bare on purpose, so you can customize it to fit your parks. And what's nifty about this thing, you can see it actually is a lagoon viewing gallery, because I've hidden a lagoon viewing gallery right in here. So here, this thing, this contraption is hidden inside here so that the platform actually contributes to your park appeal. Now, I have another tip for you if you want to use this specific thing in your park. I actually saw Swerve showcase this build in a video of his in like a top 10, and he had it at like the midway point. And the reason for that, he said, is because, oh, when you go into show view, you can't see anything. Well, yeah, what you should do is lower the stand, wait for the stand to lower. It's just going to remain lowered. That's just automatic. It's going to get saved like that, so you don't have to keep doing that. It's going to remember that you lowered the stand, and now when you go in, you can still see into the lagoon. You have this overhang, which, I mean, fair, that might be a little bit annoying, but I just felt like I had to go at least that deep with it. So yeah, I had to find a balance there between how deep I wanted to go while still preserving the view. But yeah, it still works in all the ways. It works for you, it works for your guests, all that good stuff. Let's actually, let's go to the shark tunnel, and that is over here. There we go. So you can see the tunnel is crossing the lagoons, and of course, I had to add my shark into the mix. Heck yeah. Now, the main issue I ran into with trying to do a shark tunnel is that we don't really have a lot of great glass pieces. In fact, oh, by the way, hold on. I did this on purpose so I could get into it to make videos. But yeah, this glass piece is, as far as I've been able to find, the only like actual see-through glass piece. All the other glass pieces and windows, oh, come on, that's so cool. That's awesome. But yeah, all the other glass pieces are actually opaque, so they don't work for making a glass structure like this. So I was very limited in like what I could do as a tunnel. So I went with this. In spite of the limitations though, I think this looks super cool from like the top perspective. And again, as you note, there is a lagoon viewing gallery hidden inside this building. This building is a little Sydney Opera House if you ordered it from Shein or something like that. I'm not great at building buildings. I still need a lot of practice. But yeah, I had to add something here to hide the lagoon viewing gallery that's in here. And then, you know, because it's a tunnel and it goes from one end to the other, I just added a smaller exit building on the other side. And I had some fun sinking these sharks into it. Sort of make them like a weird architectural detail or something. Oh, and this thing is a separate blueprint. This is my Megalodon illusion, and it sort of makes it look like it's swimming through the concrete. To give you a quick demonstration on how you should be using this, I've made it specifically so that it crosses the distance of 2 lagoons, right? So if I go into attractions, and let's see here, it's gonna be in here because it's built around a lagoon viewing gallery. This is my shark tunnel, and you see it clips onto the wall, and the other one is neatly across. Ooh, flip it. But yeah, and you can clip it onto, you know, any point where a viewing gallery would clip onto it, and you just place it like that, and it gets built up. If you want to cross just one distance with it, you know, you're going to have the building over there. That's a bit odd. It's a fairly easy thing to fix. So we're just placing it. We're going to go into the group. And now I want to select basically the useless bits right here. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to grab this thing and confirm. And I'm just going to move it over. There you go, and now it crosses 1 lagoon width. You see how easy that was? And again, I thought about this sort of stuff. You know, look, again, I'm aware of my limitations when it comes as a builder, but I do think about this sort of stuff. I think about how you can use it in your parks in a very versatile manner. Similarly, let's say you want it to be bigger. Angle it just about right. I think I'm grabbing all the bits right there. And there you go. Confirm, advanced move. I'm just gonna place this off to the side for a little bit. Just place it off to the side. It's fine. Duplicate. And we're gonna duplicate it again. Let's flip it the other way. And there you go. Within a couple of minutes, we crossed an extra lagoon distance with it. With this one, if you want to see the view, you are dealing with the obstruction of the glass pieces, which is kind of a funny thing to say, that glass is obstructing your view. I did that because I felt like I really just needed to commit to the illusion that the structure went all the way down and actually connects the tunnel below to the surface level. So you would imagine that there's like an elevator in here or something like that, right? So that's why I made that compromise. I was like, okay, you're not gonna see anything out of the gallery. It's not supposed to be a gallery anyway. If you disagree, if you feel like, but I wanna be able to sit in this gallery and have a look, it is really easy. Just edit the group, bam, and just get rid of these pieces. It's literally 6 pieces, show view, and just like that, you can actually look out into the lagoon. If you don't like the building that I've made for it, fair, I understand. You want to go into edit the group, you're gonna select the thing, and you want to deselect the actual gallery that's in here. So minus deselect the building, confirm, advanced move, get it out of the way, delete it. Super easy to just get rid of that. You know, you can just use this as a viewing gallery, spruce it up however way you like, build a better building around it, whatever, right? If you want just the tunnel, if you don't want the building, you don't want the viewing gallery, you don't want the functionality, whatever, you just want the tunnel, that's super easy too. Just go into edit group, you're gonna select the tunnel bit, select as much as possible, bam. We're gonna confirm that selection. We're gonna split from group. And now the tunnel is its own group. So when we go to advanced move, I have just the tunnel right here. You have no structure at the top. You don't have the viewing gallery in there. So you're also not limited to the connection points of the viewing gallery, right? That can only connect to certain points on the lagoon. Right now, I can just move this however I want. That makes the tunnel more versatile. It does mean that it no longer has a function, but I felt like highlighting that. Oh, and one thing I haven't showed you yet is what it looks like at night. There you go. And let's dive in. Bam! There she is. That's looking pretty cool. Oh, look at that. I'm happy with that. By the way, this little mistake, it's not in the blueprint. It's not in the blueprint. That's because of something I just did. Don't worry about it. That's not in the blueprint. Again, this is not in the blueprint. Don't worry about this. This is something I just did for the video. Oh, I just went for the fish, heck yeah. Oh my god, I just went into the workshop to grab some B-roll for this video, and I typed in Evo because I use that in the title of my bridges so people can easily find them. And I saw these adorable workshop blueprints that reference the channel. You guys are so amazing. Oh my gosh. Thank you. This is the cutest stuff ever. I am so amazed. I felt like my blueprints needed a little show and tell so you can actually get the most out of them and make you aware of how you can customize them to fully suit whatever it is that you are building. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and check out the other videos that I've done on Jurassic Evolution 3 already, and subscribe for even more. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.